Hello and welcome to the session on MNIST handwritten digit classification. So now this MNIST handwritten digit, you can write Python code for this problem on your on your laptop using any of the IDE like PyCharm, and you can use your laptop and you can train using the MNIST digits and then do inference, or you can use any of the cloud platforms, AWS, etc. Now here we will be using uh, the basically the Google Colab for training the training using MNIST database, which is available and you can use freely. Now there are utilities available in the Keras package itself by which you can start using the MNIST database. Now we'll start using we'll create a notebook, Python notebook in the Google Colab. We have already created this particular MNIST underscore dense notebook. Now you can start writing code, and first of all you have to import the necessary libraries including the NumPy and the Keras. Now you can use a load data function in order to download this Keras database, and after downloading it will be stored in the 4 NumPy arrays like train images, test images, and corresponding labels. So Keras database actually has 60,000 examples of training dataset, and there are 10,000 examples for test set. Now when you run this command, it will download and stored in these arrays like train images or test images. Okay, let's start by executing this particular cell. You can see that it will start downloading. First of all, it is connecting to the runtime, and here you can see it is notebook setting. It is using GPU. Here it is initializing. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. Now you can see it is ready. Now it is downloading. Okay, now it is done. Now in order to see what exactly is the structure of the basically the NumPy arrays, just go down a little bit. Here I am using the print command shape of the NumPy array. Now here you can see the after print train images shape, you can see it is showing that 60,028 by 28. So it's basically it's a 28 by 28 pixels. Thus basically the shape of the images, and 60,000 basically is the total number of images. So that's the reason it is showing 60,028, and the length here you can see train labels also is 60,000, because 60,000 there are images and they are corresponding 60,000 labels. Now again I am using print train labels. So labels basically are start from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. So there are 10 labels. That's why it's showing this. These are the typical labels which are there. These are 20, although these are 60,000 labels. It's showing dot dot dot. And same case is with the test images. Test images are 10,000. So earlier training images are 60,000. Now you can see the shape is 10,028 28. This means there are 10,000 images of size 28 by 28. And similarly labels, and here also these are the labels which are there. Okay, let's go to the next step. Now here we will be building the Keras model. Now again we are importing the necessary modules. So since we are planning to use the sequential network, so we are importing the required modules. Now here we are creating models.sequential. So in order to create the sequential neural network. Now in this particular example we will be using the dense layer. Dense layers are the fully connected layers and not the convolutional neural network, which is more which provides more accurate results. In the next session we will see basically how to use convolutional neural network for the same problem for MNIST here, but we will be using the dense layers, which is a fully connected layer. Now okay, we will just execute this cell. Okay, from here we will be using the add function, add for adding layers. So you can see that there are dense layers we are adding. We are using first dense layer, and here we are using the input shape as 28 into 28. Now in the for the dense layer we basically we have to use 1D data, but our actual data, our input images are 28 by 28. Their length and width and breadth, basically, sorry, width and breadth are 28 by 28, but we want to convert into 1D vector. So for in order to do this, there is a one way is to use the flatten command here in the Keras, or otherwise we can change the input shape into 28 by 28. That is expected for the dense. Now here we are using bias also, and bias initialization 0. All the bias sensor which is will be there will be initialized with all zeros, and activation function we will be using the ReLU for the first layer, and for the second layer we will be using the activation function softmax. And here you can see the digits 10 and 5 and 2. These define the basically the output representations. You just see basically what exactly is see, this is a dense layer core layers. Now first is the units which we are using. This is the output representation, and 10 is why 10 we are using, because we want to the output, final output will be 10 probabilities, and the probability which for the digit which is highest, basically that is the correct prediction. Okay, so just execute this layer, this cell. Okay, done. Now our net architecture of the this neural network is complete here. Now we want to see like what is the architecture. So in this case print network.summary will provide the architecture. Just execute this. Okay, now it says the model is sequential, and output shape of the output layer, output of this particular layer. You can see the shape is the first parameter number of units which we have given is the 512, and another thing is the parameters which is providing. Now how basically these parameters are calculated, it is given very, it is explained very clearly in one of the papers on Medium which I have downloaded here. Just see. Now the output parameters, basically output size is is the output size multiplied by input size plus 1 is these are the number of parameters. Now just see. So here we are giving the the input is the image of 28 by 28. Say so the input is 28 multiplied by 28. Okay, input size plus 1. Okay, plus 1. Okay, multiplied by output size, that is what we have using output size is 512. Okay, okay, 401920. This is matching this one, right? Okay, so same is the case with the next layer. Here again, what is the input here? Input is the output of the first layer, right? That means 512 output shape. Now 512 into 512 plus 1, that is 513 into the output size, right? So it is 512 plus 1 into 10, 5130, right? So this is the other number of parameters. Now here total parameters, just add parameters of the both the layers, you will get the total parameter. So these are parameters which are to be trained. Basically these are the weights, right? Okay, now here I am just printing the one sample image, that is the which is stored in the test images num array, because I will be using this particular image for testing at the end. So just see that this particular image is of digit 9. I'm just printing this. Now here is the basically I told you that the array where the images are basically are 2D, they are 28 by 28, but for our neural network we want to use we have to use the 1D arrays or vectors. For transforming these images we have to do the reshape basically function we have to use. So here we are using train images dot reshape. So reshape in this they are changing into 1D. Now same is the case with train images and test images also. Also there's one more thing is that our images are basically the shape, and one more thing is that they are stored in int 8, unsigned integer 8, and we have to change that also to the float 32 images as well as the labels. So what we are doing here, first we are changing basically the shape by using reshape, right? And also then we will be changing the basically data type to float 32, and also we have to normalize because the images are basically because it's a int 8, so their values in the numpy array is anywhere between 0 to 255, but we want to restrict these images from 0 to 1. So in order to do that we have to divide by 255. So just run this. Okay, now you can see that initially the number of dimensions of these images was 2 and the data type was int. Now after transforming the data the shape has become they are they have become 1D, and it's showing 784. That's both training and test. And also by using these things, two categorical function, we have changed the basically the uh, basically the data type, or you can say change the nature of the train labels also. Here by using two categorical, we are we are changing these labels from 0 1 2 3 9 to 9 up to, that is the integer, to we are encoding into it into using hot encoding. And this particular thing, you can see that now a particular label, this is the way it is shown. And also the data type is float 32 for the labels. Okay, just execute. Okay, now the next step, we will use the network.fit for training basically the neural network. Here we are using epoch 5, that means the 5 iterations for training images we will be using, and the batch size is 128. So 128 in batches of 128 we will be using will training, right? So and also we will be saving the model in H5 format. Okay, let's start. Since we are using, okay, now okay, the training has started. You can see first iteration, second, third, fourth. It is doing very quickly because it is using GPUs. Okay, now in the last step we will be using the this model which is saved, this MNIC. Just comment this thing because we don't want to use retrain again and saving the same model again. Just to avoid this thing, we will just commenting out these two parts. Okay, now using the saved model, this is h5 .h5. This is the model which we have saved, and using this we will be using the we will be predicting the test images. Now in using the predict method, so we will be using this test images to check that whether our model is able to predict the images correctly. Now if you just see that after printing the prediction, it is showing all the these values, because these are the basically the probabilities. So in order to see which basically what is the actual prediction which is having the highest probability, we will use the argument max, this function, right? So for example, if we want to use want to see the what is the 20th place in the array, what is the for the image 20 at 20th in the array. So we will use the argument max. Here you can showing it is the value is 9. Now whether it is correct or not, because we will verify from here, because I have used this test images 20, and this I have plot using matplot library. It's showing 9, so that means our prediction is correct. Now again there is a different method also. From here you can use any image, any single image also. I have stored one image in Google Drive, like image 5, image 6. I can use any of this image for checking that whether this thing is correct or not. Okay, so just a minute, I'm just using some Google Colab code, right? In order to read the contents from Google Drive, there is some steps which need to be followed, like you have to mount the drive. So this is what I have done in this step from google.colab import drive and drive.mount. Now I can read those images. Now you can see that I have done ls, and in the particular directory showing 2 images. Now I have done the load image, one of the images, like image6.jpg, which is a which shows the image of digit 6, right? Let's see. Now I have converted this image into array using image to array and data type float 32, and again normalizing and reshaping, right? Okay, fine. Now in the last step I will be using the predict classes. This is a for check whether what is the class of the image. Okay, this is just a warning. Now this is showing 6. Again I can use image 6 also. Sorry, this is image 6, so it's showing 6. I can use image 5 also. This is because it is also available here. Just okay. Now again I'm converting this image to proper format. Okay, now I'm doing the prediction now. Okay, now it's showing 5. So it is able to predict the class of the image correctly. So thanks for watching.